What's up, y'all? I'm just here with a channeled message and just had some thoughts about being magnetic as a being, as a spirit, as a just a human, as a person in general, just being magnetic. Now, to me, what that means, and I'm gonna break it down real quick to help you guys understand what I mean by that. What I mean by being a magnetic person is like being somebody that has great sense of leadership. Like they know how to not necessarily get what they get what they want out of life, but I'm not saying that in a way where it's like they got to manipulate people to do it. It just naturally comes to them. Like, for example, I had a vision years ago. I had a vision, I had a plan that I wanted to have my own clothing brand, and I wanted to wear things that was by me. You know, I didn't know 100% what that looked like at the time, but I knew, damn, I want to wear my own clothes. Like I want to make clothes and I want to wear it. And I want that to be me, handmade by me, everything handmade by me. And I didn't know what that looked like at the time, but I knew, okay, I'm gonna make some clothes for petite girlies. That's what I knew too. And just at the time, I just had a vision, and I was like, I want to do this fashion. I just want to do art, and I want to do all of these things. So by living out my experiences and engaging, participating in the events, networking events, art shows, fashion shows, festivals, like all of these different events and networking spaces, I engaged in those places and I actually put myself out there, right, to do those things. So, and by natural design, by how energy works, you put out energy, you get back, you receive energy. Just the basic understanding of giving and receiving when it comes to energy forces, right? Me putting out that energy, me showing not only myself, my family, the universe, God, that I'm actually willing to put myself out into those environments, into different places and spaces, so that I can manifest my dream. It comes to me. Things, opportunities come to me and gravitate towards me naturally. So that's how I was able to get the opportunity to put my artwork in a dispensary. That's how I was able to get the opportunity to go to fashion shows and walk on the runway. That's how I got the opportunity to meet different artists and meet different designers and actually get into the field of understanding how other people run their ship, and how other businesses do their things. I've modeled for a modeling company. I was a part of their program for a little bit. Then I went out to New York to take some headshots and do some photos with them and hang out with them and actually get to vibe. It wasn't really a bad experience, because I don't say I ever really have a bad experience. That's just my perspective, but because I see everything as a learning opportunity as well if it doesn't play out. But at the same time, my point is, when it comes to being magnetic, and I did start writing this on Threads, but I decided to record it instead. What I mean by being magnetic is not just being attractive. It's not just being sexy. It's not just about looking good. Even though that is the physical aspect of things, that is the physical way of representing what you already embody within, right? But when it comes to being a magnetic being and having your energy uh, attract certain things, it comes with the level of responsibility for the energy that you carry. You really do have to be responsible for the way and accountable for the way that you carry your energy, right? So, for example, if I got these opportunities and I was in the mind space where I always viewed everything as, you know, suspect, even though I know things can be uncertain and we can question things and we can, use our discernment in certain situations. But if I truly don't have that trust within myself to lead me into spaces that I actually desire to be in, and I'm always hesitant and I'm always second guessing things, and not to say that that's bad to do, but there's a time and a place for everything. And if I'm overthinking being in an environment where I said I wanted to be. So if I was overthinking being in the festival when I said that's exactly what I wanted to be a part of those festivals, then the opportunity would not have came to me. I don't think the opportunity would have naturally gravitated to me to expand and do other things as well if I was hesitant and closed off on opening up towards that opportunity of just being in the festival itself. When I found out that they had casting calls and fashion shows out here, I took that opportunity to expand my modeling. And expanding my modeling put me in rooms and environments with other models, designers, producers, magazine publishers, all different types of people, right? So I went into that experience knowing that no matter what ends up happening, I'm gonna get some good out of this. And it might not be a connection, it might not be, money opportunity or anything like that, but I got an experience, right? And that experience is way more valuable than actually getting any kind of money. Even though, yes, money is good and we are in a capitalist world. Ooh, that fly in my ear. In a capitalistic world, so everything is going to be around money. That was an opportunity for me to actually get accustomed to walking on a one way, to actually get into the feel of what it's like to actually embody my own energy, right? So even with that now, and hosting my very first fashion show and that shit going phenomenally and really, really well, I had to sit back and give myself a lot of fucking gratitude, because they're over there arguing about something. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to be nosy too, and I'm a nosy neighbor. But anyways, I had to think about and reflect back on the experience I had yesterday with the fashion show, and what it showed me was how capable I am of taking responsibility of that big of an event and that many people. And I'm talking about designers, I'm talking about models, I'm talking about the DJ, I'm talking about the chef, I'm talking about all hands that was on deck behind the scenes and actually working together with other people. Co-creation and having the skills to co-create experiences is very, very, very valuable. And I realized the value in co-creation to the point where it's like, not only are you able to hold yourself accountable, but you're also able to show up in a way that's really authentic to you, and you actually enjoy showing up that way. You actually enjoy putting in the energy and putting in the time to co-create and manifest something that you actually desire. So when I say being a magnetic being, like I said, it's more than just being sexy. It's more than just showing off your body and the things that you wear and the makeup that you wear and all of that stuff as well. Even though that is a makeup and a result, you got to understand it's all an equation, not calculated, but a natural flow of things, right? So if I'm going to put out energy into something, an opportunity is given to me. I nurture that opportunity. I grow with that opportunity. I build with that opportunity. Then that opportunity is going to result in some type of fruit that is beneficial for not only me, but everybody around me as well. I put my time and my energy into my craft, into my designs, into actually knowing how to model, into actually knowing how to be a designer, and actually get into these fashion shows and watching how they coordinate all of their stuff and how they go about handling an event like that. I sat back and I watched and I observed, and I said, okay, if this is something that people can do, and I've seen other people do it many different ways, and how they set up their runway and how they engage with people, and I took all that information in, because it was all experience. It was a learning experience. And I was like, okay, I'm going to take what I know. Also, working with my dad, working with my friend Ida, and her telling me her experiences on the runway as well, and how she used to do fashion shows. I took all of that together and I was like, okay, I can host something that's going to be memorable. that people are actually going to enjoy. Not only is everybody else going to enjoy it, but I'm going to enjoy it too. And that's the number one thing. I thought we was going to have 70 people at the fashion show. Shit, half of that, even a quarter of that actually showed up. Okay? And I'm like, you know what? I'm not mad. I'm not even disappointed at the fact that all the people did not show up. I was actually grateful for the ones that did show up more than I was pressed about the people that didn't. And that's okay. You know, and that's the responsibility for my energy. That's the energy that I hold. So if I say I'm not going to be pressed about it, I'm not going to be pressed about it. And I'm not going to be pressed in any kind of way. Now, not to say I can't get angry. I sure can get angry, but it takes a lot of shit for me to get angry. And if this is something that doesn't push me to that edge, I'm not going to let it. That's my responsibility for me, right? So when you're out, or when people are out, and I would also say that social media is a digital, everybody knows a digital footprint. So the energy you carry on social media too goes with you into the real world. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Don't bite the hand that's trying to feed you, okay? But I'm letting you guys know that going out into the real world, while also simultaneously building your social media presence as well, they have to be synced. They have to be in sync. When you are promoting yourself in a certain way on social media and you show up a totally different way in person, that also adds to the calculation of the result that you're going to get out of the experience, right? So how am I gonna put this? So say on social media you say, you know, you're spiritual, you understand everybody is a spiritual being, you say that you understand that everybody is, you know, flawed in some kind of way, and you have space, or you have the capacity to understand and hold space for humility, and you can also be humble as well, but you can also hold people accountable, all of those different things. To say you have the capacity for all of that, right? And you say on social media you have the capacity for that. But in real life, when you actually put your boots on the motherfucking ground and you actually step into the field with people and actually experience people, not necessarily sit back and observe all the damn time, but experience, engage, participate in the experience with other people, that is when you actually get to see if you have the character of someone who actually can hold that type of bandwidth. And a lot of the times, people don't give themselves that experience, because the minute something hard shows up, too much emotions, too many conflicting emotions show up, a lot of people run. A lot of people shut down. A lot of people go ghost. A lot of people go quiet, right? And that shows within their character. So, and what they're actually capable and have the capacity for. With all of that being said, no matter what, we are all magnetic beings. In my perspective and in my opinion. Because even if your life is filled of drama and chaos and all this other type of nonsense and bullshit and instability and insecurities and all of these different things, in a way, that is the fruit of your labor. That is the fruit of your energy. So be very mindful of the energy that you're carrying. Be very responsible with the energy that you're carrying too. Because not a lot of people fuck with me. A lot of people do, but there's some people who don't. There's some people who do not fuck with the way that I do things, and that's okay. You know, I'm responsible for my own energy, but it's not my responsibility to please other people that don't fuck with my energy. I'm not trying to change who I am or change the way that I show up in order for other people to like me, okay? I've accepted the fact that my energy is repelling to some people, and that's okay. just like some people's energy is repelling to me. And I wholeheartedly love that my energy does not accept everybody in it, right? Or doesn't my spirit, me as a person, doesn't want to give my energy to a lot of people or receive energy from a lot of people. It's okay. We all have our natural compasses and our natural navigator, like inner compasses are, I don't know how to say it at the moment, but you get what I'm saying. We all have that internal compass, and some of us are more in tune with it than others. And the ones that are more in tune with it, and you trust what your internal compass is telling you, and I'm saying actually trust it, and you're responsible for your energy, and you'll carry yourself in a way that actually is in alignment with who you are, then keep doing you, baby. Keep going. Keep flowing.